So tell us about An Evening with Father Tim.
Okay. Well, Jan Karen has graciously allowed us to pick some passages from her Mitford novels and to have them those passages read on stage by an incredible actor named Stephen Ware from Charlotte, who invented the role of Father Tim when we did the play adaptation of the Mitford novels back in 2007, I believe it was. Stephen is a marvelously talented guy. He brought Father Tim to life on stage, and I can't think of anyone better to read the passages from Jan's books. There are 9 Mitford novels, and I've been through this process before because I adapted those novels into the stage play, Welcome to Mitford, that was performed in 2007. So going back through the novels, it was a joyous process for me to revisit those wonderful characters and that great story, stretching over those 9 novels, and to find passages in those novels that would represent the story as a whole. And I hope we've done that. I know that Stephen will bring them to life, and that you'll immensely enjoy his interpretation of Jan's work.
Right. Well, tell us about the creative process. I mean, there's 9 books. So you have all those words. How do you crunch that into basically an hour and 15-minute stage reading?
Well, like I say, I've been through the process before in adapting the books into the stage play. And it's a matter of condensing the story down to its essentials. You pick out, there are just hundreds of characters in the books. You have to pick some characters that sort of represent the whole. That have a storyline that goes through all of the books. There's Father Tim and his love interest and later wife, Cynthia, the young boy, Dooley Barlow, who comes to live with Father Tim, and some other characters that go through the entire story. So once you've got those characters and the essence of the story in place, then it's a matter of selecting scenes that represent the story as a whole. I did a similar thing in adapting some of my own books for film. Home Fires Burning, my first novel, it was a 500-page book, and I had to adapt it into an hour and a half of television for Hallmark. So I know how to do that, to sort of boil it down to its essentials.
Now, you're also going to be in this An Evening with Father Tim as the narrator, too.
As the narrator, right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what we do, we've picked out, as I say, passages from all of the books, but it needs a little setup. So there's a paragraph or so that I'll do as narrator to set up each of the passages, and then let Stephen take it and run with it.
Talk a little bit about your relationship with Jan Karen, and the partnership you developed over the years working together.
Well, I've been an admirer of Jan Karen's for many, many years. Jan and I come from similar backgrounds in media, similar backgrounds in that we're both small town people. She grew up in Lenore, I grew up in a small town in Alabama. So we have a lot of the same background and a lot of the same interests. And I think a lot of the same approach to storytelling, and that is that it's all about the characters. It's not what the story is about, but who the story is about. And so Jan and I have I say, admired each other's work for a long time. Back in 2006, when Blowing Rock Stage Company approached Jan about doing an adaptation of her novels, she said, well, I will consider that. Who's going to do it? And they proposed me, and Jan said yes. I mean, it was a great honor for me to be selected to do the adaptation.
Yeah.
Jan's familiar with my work. She knows how I approach story and characters. And so we've been comfortable with the process all the way through. We're now co-collaborators on the play. Jan's books, my play script, it's been published by Dramatic Publishing Company, and theaters all over the country are doing it. They just love Jan Karen's work, and there's so many people who've read the books, and so it's a natural for theaters to do.
Wonderful. Well, we haven't seen you in a while, Bob. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Do you have any exciting projects coming up?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do, Rick. I have just finished work on my long-awaited new novel, The Governor's Lady. As we speak, it's in the hands of my agent, and she's looking for a publisher. I've been working on this book for about 10 years. And every time I would get some momentum going, I would put it aside and write a play that would be performed at the Hayes Center. So I've had now 7 produced and published plays. Now I've finally gotten this novel done. I like what I've done. I like the story and hope I can find a publisher that does too.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, we're glad to have you back at the Hayes Center. It's good to see you again, and it's good to have the Hayes Center open once again.
Yes, it is. It's a real cultural boon to the high country and for all of this part of North Carolina.
I agree. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. I just want to repeat, the show is An Evening with Father Tim. Again, that is June 2, 3, and 4, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7:30. The other event is 2 lectures by Jan Karen on June 3 and 4 at 10 a.m. So the lectures in the morning, Evening with Father Tim in the evening. And you can buy tickets to both of these events at 828-295-9627 or www.hayescenter.org. For an entire list of Return to Mitford events, like trolley tours, a luncheon with Jan Karen at Chatola Resort, and other events going on around town, visit the Blowing Rock Visitor Center or go to www.blowingrock.com or www.returntomitford.com. I'm Rick Suyo with Hayes TV.